Hello, everyone. Hello. How's everyone doing this evening? Oh, gosh, I've got a question already without you having to ask. Oh, how's life? Life is plodding along rather well. Sorry I haven't, I'm good. I am just, it's just been an interesting time, trying to get house things sorted. It's what we all are going through, really. It's a fun time for people that like to be stressed and enjoy the inside. No, but it's fine. I'm doing all right. A location change. Well, yes, I'm in the dining room at the moment, because where I was before, we've sort of turned it into Dad's bedroom so that we can quarantine him from my mother. Not because they don't like each other, although that's another point. Simply because my mum is very high risk and my dad has a level of risk. So there we are. The photo in the top corner left of the screen is staring at us and it's creepy. Oh, yes, I see. Oh, gosh, I've got more questions. How interesting. Right. If you had to choose... If I had to choose a side, would you be a loyalist or patriot during the American Revolution? Depends who I'd be at the time, but I'd definitely be a loyalist. God save the king. How long does it take you to make an outfit? Completely depends. Anywhere from... So a full outfit, you're generally looking at a few weeks. Oh, whoops. Pressing the wrong button. Are you enjoying the quarantine? No. It is what it is. It's a necessary step we need to be taking. Oh, how was your day so far? Well, it was lovely and sunny today. Bit cold, but there was a nice breeze. So it gave me a good opportunity to do lots of laundry and everything. So that was good. Got lots of laundry done. Did a few other admin things. Did some meal prep for the week, which was very good. What else did I get up to? Oh yes, I finished Avatar, which was quite emotional. Yeah, about it really. Did the general chores around the house, but that's required. Let's see. Gosh, more questions coming through. How lovely. Are your plans to come back to the States on hiatus? They are. At the moment, well, there's been no official word from Currently Williamsburg about their plans or about the other venues I have plans with. So, but with the state of things, I would find it unlikely I would be back in spring. I think that I'd then be looking to be back in autumn. But hey, we've got to do what we've got to do. Hi from the US. What are the lockdown rules in the UK? Okay, the lockdown rules, as far as I'm aware, are don't leave the house. If you can work from home, work from home. If you have to go to work and it's essential, then go to work, but only when it's essential. You can only leave the house to go shopping for essentials, and you're only allowed to leave the house sort of for one piece of exercise a day. Luckily, I have my parents' garden, which is a joy and a bliss. We've just got to isolate. It's just the way it's got to be. Let's see. What's the time for me? Sometime after 10. So, yeah. Let's see what other questions I've got. How much tea have I had today? I've had a fair bit of tea, quite a few different cups. Started with some lovely ASM. I was thinking of doing a video just making some tea, showing you how I make tea, which might be interesting for you. I don't know. And then I would describe my tea set and the things that go with it and the historical significance behind them. And hopefully you might all get a kick from that. Have you watched The Legend of Korra? If yes, thoughts? I have indeed watched The Legend of Korra. It was a few years ago now. I'd need to rewatch it because I binged it over like a weekend. So I'd need to rewatch it, but I recall liking it. It obviously not a patch on Avatar, but you know, what can be. What do I do to not get bored in quarantine? Well, I have some TV and some reading to do, some films as well, but mainly a lot of the time is taken up with cleaning the house, tidying, making meals, making drinks, that sort of thing, for my mum that's up in quarantine, complete quarantine, isolation. So that's a lot of the time that's dedicated to... So yeah. There's always something to do. There's always something to do. People that just go, oh, I'm bored. It's like, there's always something to do. Read a book, watch a film, you know. If I am to be British, what tea must I have? Goodness, I've never really thought about that. I suppose whatever tea you like, but I suppose a good sort of solid English breakfast is generally a good starter. Twinings is preferably best. None of that Lipton nonsense you Americans tend to get away with. Am I a British royal? No, I'm not at all. I am not at all related to the royal family or anything like that, but that would be interesting to say the least. But no, unfortunately not. It would be interesting, but it's got to be quite a tricky life in terms of your life never truly being your own. Lipton is disgusting. Yes, I couldn't agree more. Oh, more questions. Right, I'm gonna flick down to some of the earlier questions. Okay. How's the elbow? I hope you're staying healthy. Well, yesterday I decided to do some vacuuming around the house, just keeping things tidy, and I overdid it, and I've got to put my arm back in the sling because it's really very sore today. The whole plan is to keep it out of the sling as much as possible to help encourage movement and get back to full functionality, but currently that is not the case, so... yeah, it's back in the sling because it's just really sore today. It's just been aching. What am I doing to remain social? Well, I suppose this is one. Two is calling people, video calling friends, that sort of thing. Yeah, that sort of thing. It's a bit tricky as well, because a lot of my friends, you know, far-flung countries and everything, so the time difference can be tricky, but it's all good. It's all good. Am I enjoying Mythos? I am indeed, and I will get back to doing my readings of Mythos. I'm looking forward to that. I just haven't been able to over the past few days because the days it was got away from me. I'll do them again, but I'll do them sort of later in the evening, my evening, as it were. So I'll work something out. Don't worry, you'll be notified. But actually, I thought I might do them so that people can look back at them easier. I might do it as a YouTube live, because that's a thing that some friends of mine are doing as well. I don't know if that's something people would be interested in. This is all just quite new to me, and I'm sort of fumbling along. So I'm getting a lot of the same sort of questions. If I want to make historically correct clothing, where should I start? Right, I will do a video about this because it's a question I get asked a lot. So I think it's something that warrants its own thing to properly explain it. Yeah. I'm not going to really respond to the questions here. You need to actually ask a question down here. Because otherwise I'll just lose you guys, and I wouldn't want that. I tried to get to all the questions, but so many questions, and a lot of you asking the same sorts of questions. Do I have any videos planned? Well, I did do all the filming for my Secret Santa video. I know it's March, and I was a bit delayed, but I did the viewing for that. Did all the shooting, and I started to upload it all and got it all sorted, and it turns out that the camera halfway through just focuses on a random part of the wall, and I'm completely out of focus. So I have had to I've had to abandon that idea for now, and I'll have to reshoot it to give you an idea. But I'm working on some other plans which I can do around the house. So the Secret Santa video will have to go on hold until I can go back to the studio where everything is. So the next set of YouTube videos will obviously be filmed from my home, because with quarantining I can't really leave the house. So that's going to be interesting. You're going to see some parts of the house, probably just the kitchen. This is my parents' house, as opposed to anything I could afford, because that's how living with your parents works. Gosh, lots of lovely questions. Here we go. Let's have a looky-see, shall we? Oh, you're all so lovely. Ooh, lots of questions. Some of them aren't. That's a really odd question. Am I staying hydrated? Staying very well hydrated. Very well hydrated. It's great. With society saying, stay home, I'm just like, okay, excellent. Let's have some wine. It's perfect. Way you should do it. Oh. Oh. Hair's been bothering me all. Oh, okay. That's a thing that's happening. Hate it. You were fine earlier. What the hell? Okay. Right. If you could be a professor at Hogwarts, what class would you most like to teach? I do quite like the idea of potions, simply because I find it fascinating. I find chemistry very interesting. So the fact that the two of them are commingling is very much something I approve of. I mean, Defense Against the Dark Arts and things like that. It's a very Gryffindor, tough, macho, jock type subject. Divination sounds fun in terms of being able to see into the stars and be all ethereal, but also I'm a tad too cynical for that. But no, I think potions would be quite good. Yeah, potions. But it wouldn't be too Snapey. It would be more sort of as if Madame Hooch was teaching potions. Let's see about that. Now, for those of you complaining that I might not have seen your questions, there are, I will have you know, hundreds on here. Well, what seems like hundreds. Probably not. Let's see. So I'm also picking out questions that you all might find interesting, as opposed to, yeah. How many siblings do I have? I have 2 older sisters and 1 younger brother. So my parents have 4 children. On that thought, which house am I in? Interesting. So, I have been... So I did the Pottermore quiz. Apparently I'm a Hufflepuff, which I can see to a point, which is lovely. And talking about Hogwarts, actually, and Harry Potter, a friend of mine, Abby, you can check it out on my story, did a YouTube video showing off, costumers and historical costumers and where they fit in the houses, and I found that really fun, really, really fun. So I'd recommend having a look at that. I'm being really annoying and presumptuous and asking Jenny of SNS Patterns to join us.
Really?
Yeah, sorry. Cheers.
I'm disheveled and I'm drinking wine in my living room. Hello, cheers.
Hello, how are you? You doing well?
I am doing well. I just went for a 3-mile walk to get out of stir crazy.
Yeah. So how many of your delightful brood do you have at home at the moment?
9.
9.
And they're all here, and they've been playing Minecraft with friends in South Africa. They've been building Legos. They've been swimming in the backyard wading pool because it's been 85, which is like 30.
Yeah. Hot. That's hot.
Quite hot. Yep. How about you? What's it like there?
It's been lovely spring weather, but cold and sunny. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. That's what we sort of get in spring, where it doesn't really go above 10 degrees, and it's just sunny. But then it's very cold at night. But everyone is going a little bit stir crazy. But it's been nice to hang up the laundry for the first time this year. So that's really pleasant. Yeah.
Well, here it's very humid, so even if we go walking at like 10 in the morning, you're covered in a sheen of sweat after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Alabama.
I had the same when I went to Kentucky in 2018. So those of you that don't know SNS Patterns, Jenny of SNS Patterns, you are a amazing pattern drafter and pattern creator and historical costumier who is an amazing individual. So yeah, if you don't follow Jenny of SNS Patterns, do. You've also now got a YouTube as well, haven't you? Yeah, that's right. YouTube is out there. And we first met when you invited me along to lecture with you in Paris, which was fun.
Yes, but we actually first met in Bath in 2013, but you don't remember me. You remember
That's right. No. I do, but I always forget that. No, we did. because it was my first time in Bath.
Yes,
And
you were wearing high heels and a gray silk striped tailcoat and breeches.
yep,
With
that's
an
right.
authentic 18th century waistcoat that Susie about mauled you to get her hands on.
She's wonderful. She's absolutely wonderful. I love her. I love her.
Yep, to pieces. So
So,
what are you doing now?
oh, I'm just sitting in the dining room having some wine, because
The wind.
quarantine. Yeah.
Yep. I think I've drunk. I'd sworn off wine for Lent. You can see how well that held.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I thought I would do better with Lent as in not biting my nails, but then the whole world decides to quarantine and I get really stressed. So they didn't last.
And now everybody's biting their nails.
I know. It's terrible. It's terrible. But you know, at least there's now no room for the virus to find under my nails, so that's something, I suppose. No,
Yeah,
but
there you go.
I've decided one of my quarantine goals is to not bite my nails. So I'm sort of reintroducing the Lent idea, which should be fun.
Well, my daughters went and got braces on, and now they can't bite their nails. So my 15-year-old's like, wow, my nails have never looked better.
Oh, nice. Maybe I should try that. Just get braces for the hell of it, so I don't have to bite my nails.
Braces. That might look a little odd with tailcoat.
Yeah, it
And
might do,
waist.
actually. It'd be interesting. Well, this is the thing. When people say nail biting counts as touching your face, oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
But when people say, "Oh, wouldn't you have loved to live in the past?" or "Oh, the past was lovely," I go, "Okay." Dentistry. Dentistry is one of the things I say to people because it's like dentistry.
Toilet
Not good.
paper.
Toilet paper, yeah, very topical, and wasn't invented till 1888. So it's sort of like,
Exactly.
you know, do you
I'll
want
take
to?
it.
Yeah, and people go, "Oh, it's so romantic and wonderful." It's like, yeah, you're probably dead from like the pox or something. Hello there, my dear. How are you?
He's found the chip stash. Oh dear.
Again.
Oh my goodness gracious. So what are you doing to keep yourself busy? Go ask Daddy to open them because I'm not going to open them.
Well, to keep myself busy, I mean, I don't have to tell you, I don't have to ask you what you're doing to keep yourself busy. You've got no choice but to be busy. So
Yeah, but besides the normal busy, I'm sewing. I'm hand sewing. So
that works. And
but
I've
you
interrupted your
can't.
hand.
So,
I'm very sorry. No, but I'm just reading films, TV, but also looking after family in quarantine, making meals and all that stuff.
good on you.
Well, it's what you got to do, isn't it? I mean, this is the time that everyone needs to be sort of stepping up and
Exactly.
doing what they can.
Precisely. Well, somebody asked where I'm from. I'm from Alabama. I'm way down here in the hot part of the country.
Yeah.
And Zack's very far away in Brighton. So,
Yeah.
see daylight here. I'm sure it's dark where you are.
Oh, it's very dark. Sunset was lovely. But yeah, no, it's good. No, it's been a nice time. But yeah, how's everyone where you are? What's the virus situation like in Alabama? Do you know?
Well, yes, there is. We do dog walking for neighbors, and the wife is a nurse. And so I asked today, what's the situation? Because I want to know from someone who's actually at the hospital on a daily basis.
Sure.
There is one single case that's in quarantine and being treated, and he's fine. And there are 10 suspected cases, but they tested negative, but they've quarantined them anyway, just to be safe. And
That's
she
wise.
said they're basically telling people, if you feel like you've got symptoms, call first.
Mm-hmm.
And let us run through the checklist with you. If we don't think you're an alert, then just stay home and, do what you normally do with a cold or the flu. Yeah. And if you're really worried and it's getting worse, then go to urgent care because they've got the tests. So,
Like a good idea.
I don't know, we feel pretty chill. People are just, self-quarantining, social distancing. We wave at each other on our walks from across the road.
Well, this is an interesting thing that now with the UK on lockdown, they're now thinking of bringing in more official rules because people aren't respecting the quarantine. People are still going out. And I'm thinking, you might be fine and you might be no problem, but you'll pass it on to people that it could really affect.
Right, you can carry it and not have symptoms. So that's why we're just basically self-quarantining. I've got a son who works for the biggest grocery chain in the state, so he's obviously on the front lines. Everybody needs him there. He wears gloves, he washes hands, he does all the 9 yards. But today, you'll go on my stories, there is a picture of a T-Rex shopping at our local grocery store because someone decided a mask wasn't enough and actually went shopping in a T-Rex suit.
I love that. I love that. My
and
brother
the meat
wanted those
manager,
for a party.
The meat manager had to help him reach the meat because his arms were too short.
The irony of a T-Rex
I was
going
like,
to
son,
a grocery store.
put it on Twitter, it will go viral. He's like, I don't do Twitter, so it's not going to go viral.
Oh dear. Oh no. That's very good though. I like that. I like that.
Yep. It was my favorite thing that happened today. And there's a lot. I've been making memes, which I've never done in the whole course of my life.
Yes, I've noticed.
But Abby Lynn got me started on it because I just went sort of bananas with the Mr. Thornton memes, and that led into Kylo Ren memes because that's my thing.
And he still
yes, I'm close.
I don't think he's seen any of them or knows that any of this is really happening. No,
well, I put them in a highlight, so you can see my amazing memery.
Fantastic. But because I think the world without memes would be meaningless.
Wait for it. He's the king of puns. The king of puns. They never end. Never end.
I'm terrible. Oh God. I think it was the so I was watching Bond yesterday with Dad, and we were watching Moonraker.
Oh yeah.
And in Moonraker, the main the base of the evil guy Drax is Chateau Le Vol-au-Vacant.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yes, it is.
Okay, now I have a reason to watch Moonraker.
Yeah, you have to watch it again, and I was sort of going, wait, that's Chateau Le Vol-au-Vacant. And
I've been there.
Yeah, and what's great is that you're getting interior shots and things like that, and it's a vaguely different layout, and the statues in different places, and there's furniture, because of course now there's the walkway throughs, but there the rooms are all filled out because it's his home. And also all the fountains and everything are working because it's before it was all shut down. So it's really, really good. Yeah, it was really, really cool to watch. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. What else have you been watching? I saw you were watching Avatar, and not the animated movie, but the actual anime.
The movie I did see, because I'd watched the series a few times, I thought, I'll give it a shot, and the movie was abysmal. But I love Avatar. Have you ever seen Avatar?
No, I haven't. My daughters have seen it, so that's what I need to watch.
Yeah. But
you're trying to get me to watch the Korean zombie series, which I haven't quite gotten brave enough to.
Yeah, is that is that The Kingdom on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't yet seen that one.
No,
just because at the moment I'm a bit zombied out.
Yeah.
Everything's zombie. It's like great, another zombie thing. Fantastic. I mean, there's only so far you can go with something with zombies.
Yeah, I've had enough brain eating after the third movie.
I know. I mean, I'm pretty sure The Walking Dead has done every single trope that can be done.
I'm kidding. Yeah. No kidding. No. That's filmed in a town in Georgia that a friend of mine lives in, and she's like, you don't even want to know what tourism is like because of our town. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, your house is the one where so-and-so got his brain eaten out. She's like, dude, every house in this town has someone with their brain eaten out.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Anyway, back to movies.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. So Avatar, it's great. And what's wonderful is that it was sort of poo-pooed as a bit of a cartoon, but it's so much more than that, which is lovely.
Yeah.
It's a lot more.
Let's see.
More wisdom. It's clever.
Well, they keep saying that the social commentary in Kingdom is really, really good, and I should just get over the zombie factor.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's Korean drama to a T, anyway. My daughter's a big kid.
I've watched a few Korean things, and I've sort of gone, this is really sort of off the wall, but interesting, and actually really deep. But because a lot of the things that make it over here are the more sensational things that aren't typical of genre. Right. Because it's so off the wall that people are like, oh, maybe the West will like this, and we go, it's a bit daft. But when you look at sort of more the day-to-day stuff, it's more like, oh, there's a lot more meaning to it. So yeah.
My husband is now coming in with ice and wine.
Cheers.
Oh, hello. Cheers.
Shouting in the kitchen, but I was chasing out a 2-year-old.
Oh, bless. Bless.
Daily life.
Daily life.
That's why we whine.
I don't even why. Well, I don't know why I even bother with the glass. You just hold the bottle.
Well, exactly. Well, you know, the glass is just an extension of the bottle, I suppose. But,
So anyway, as far as costumed movies go, the last really good costume flick I watched, well, I thought it was really good, and it's not my special era, but it was Aeronauts on Amazon. Have you seen
I
it?
just saw that. I just saw that.
I loved it.
I thought it was
I want-
really, really good. And
Yeah.
and throughout the whole thing, so Dad and I watched it together. He was going, "Don't talk about the costumes," and it's like, I reserve the right. And actually, one thing, I thought the outfits in it were spot on, completely spot
Yeah.
on. Because you know the sister,
Totally.
the sister that frets at home, her blue dress is a bang-on exact copy of the one in the V&A.
Yes.
1963.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
like, wow, so cool. And what's really good is because it's not all these scenes and all these things, it's actually a very limited wardrobe they've got. Because it's just the bullet scene, the dinner scene, and then the social at home scene. So there are only 3 sort of areas they've got to focus on, but they've done them very, very, very well. Which I found very good. Yeah.
I love her oilskin suit that she wears up in the balloon. That was
I saw
awesome.
that and I was going, I like this. This is really good. And she turned around and went, oh, the shoulder seam's in the right place. You know,
Exactly.
it's those sorts of things that sort of get us really excited.
I'm like, okay, my next cosplay.
Yeah, exactly. So the movie we're talking about is Aeronauts. It's on Amazon Prime. I mean, it's probably available somewhere else. And it's very, very good.
Everything's available now. There's no theaters.
I know. You know, what isn't available? No, but it's very, very good. I really enjoyed it. And it was nice to have something that was based in history and portrayed in history as well. See, one thing I find that a lot of historical based in history things do is they go, here are historical people, here's a historical thing, lots of wonderful, interesting things happened, but we're going to do this to it and make it so far removed from how it actually was. Rather than that was so true to how it was and the actual story of these people, which I found really good. And the fact that people that did this, they led interesting lives. So I think it's something which is very, very valuable.
Yeah. So, okay, you have to dish on Emma because you weren't in my live stream the day we watched it and chatted. We had a really good time. I mean, the women's costumes are straight out of the V&A and out of Fashion Place and out of a ton of X-Stat gowns. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
So I have some very interesting Emma tea. But the instant tea I cannot fully give because I have not yet seen it. I've seen clips. No, hear me out. Because of course it came out as I got back from the US, so I was in a cast, couldn't go anywhere, because when I came back, didn't really want to go anymore or do anything. And then before you know it, we're in quarantine. So I hadn't had a chance. But I had the pleasure of doing little side projects, which I've told you about. But on my side project, my side project was orchestrated and run by Autumn Wilde, the director.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I had some lovely conversations with Autumn Wilde, and what was amazing is that there was a mood board on the wall, and it was full of photographs of me.
What?
So she then divulged to me that throughout the whole filming, she had been bringing up my Instagram, telling people this, and apparently I was a big influence.
You heard it here first, people.
And the lighting. So it was just amazing, and a real privilege.
Okay, but not the front. There was at one point he is wearing a wrong fly.
Sorry, what? What was that?
Oh, sorry. My internet goes screwy if I go in my bedroom. So at one point, I think it's in the proposal scene, you've got Knightley with a modern 20th century fly.
Oh, so that, I know the reason behind that. It's because the actor specifically will not wear breeches and hates a full front. It was his one stipulation to doing the whole thing. Autumn hated it. she kept petitioning it and everything, but it was written into his contract by the agents, and it was something they couldn't get over. And it was a stipulation to, if you want me to be in this film, this is what I want my leg covering to be. Because he'd done he'd done the one he'd done a period drama before where he was wearing breeches, and there was this whole thing that went out on social media and stuff and everything about how skinny his legs were. And he got really, he got a whole thing about it, and then he didn't like any of it, because it's like, okay, I know how I look good in trousers, and that's fine. And he didn't also like the way that breeches make a guy look. So he thought, fly, that's the only way I'm doing it. So
Weird.
Annoyingly, that was the concession they had to make in order to have him in the film.
Okay. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And that's, it's unfortunate, but basically if you do that and go, oh, what a lovely film, and you know, and all of
Exactly.
that, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know, but I've yet to see it. I've heard nothing but good things. There've been a few wardrobe things, but then again, it's also an interpretation.
Yeah, no, of course.
You know, and I'd much
Like,
rather
I mean,
things be
they-
interpreted than not made.
You know, they put Mrs. Elton in 1830s hairstyles, but it matches her fussy
It works
personality.
the character really well. So actually, also
Totally
talking
works.
about this, she was saying, oh, you know, we did some things, and yeah, we put her in 1830s, but it worked with the character. It just really worked. And I'm just like, it does really work, because it works with
totally does.
that silliness, which you wouldn't have quite got from the neoclassical 1810 look.
Exactly.
And what I loved is that, despite what people think or what people might say, you know, Autumn and the rest of the cast and people were really clued up, and because she wanted people to know. And it's one of the most interesting things about a period drama is the clothes. Yeah, but with and what was wonderful is that there I got to see Angus Imrie, who's in Emma, as well as Tanya Reynolds, who's in Emma. So they were both there as well, and we were all chatting together, and it was just an honour to meet these people. So it was, it was a nice time. It was a nice time. And that was sort of 2 days before everything locked down. So yeah, it's a nice memory to have.
Exactly. Well, you mentioned you're going to throw one hell of a party when this is all over, so
Yeah. No,
I'm holding you to that.
Yeah. Well, first we need to work out when is this ending, and then what's going to be available. But I'm thinking, you know, and then do I ticket it? Well, I might have to, because venue hire. But then apart from that, I think it would just be fun just to let everyone's hair down and just cancelled, because it's been such a harsh thing when there has been some amazing events I've been looking forward to, or friends' weddings and things like that have had to be postponed, cancelled, or scaled down.
Yeah. No, my niece's wedding got cancelled.
Yeah, of course it did. You know, and as much as this is annoying, terrible, it's, would you rather that or people die? So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have to run for supper, but I'm going to leave you with a really good notion that you need to follow up on. Because I don't want to listen to all the bad news, but today they had a really good story on about what's happening in Israel and Palestine right now because of the plague, and how they're crossing lines and helping each other. And it's just a really encouraging story. So that's NPR, N as in Nancy, PR.org. Go listen to the little piece that they put up about how the guy wrote and said, actually, I hope we all remember what the plague was like, where we've all come together and seen each other as human beings instead of as Palestinians and Israelis. I hope we keep that. That's the best thing.
Yeah, I do think this will bring people together in some ways. I really do think that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I hope we keep it up.
Yeah,
so,
indeed.
Thanks for bringing me in on your live stream. That was fun.
Not at all. I was just like, man, let's make this more interesting and, you know, fantastic. But good luck, and good luck wrangling the kids this evening.
Thanks. Yep. Cheers. Have a lovely night.
You too.
Chat with you later.
Bye. Rightio. That was fun. That was the lovely Jenny. Oh gosh, people sort of disappeared. So I'm back answering questions now. Let's see. Do. Can I have your social security card number? It's for research purposes. I'm English, so I don't have such thing as a social security card, so it's of no use to you. God, you asked that question like 20 odd times. Maybe you could just piss off. Will I be able to work on any projects during isolation? In terms of sewing, I won't be able to work on anything because of my broken elbow, so I can't sew anything. I cannot sew anything. I can't sew anything until probably June, and it's driving me insane. So I've got all this time, which people are like, oh, you can sew. It's like, no, I can't. So I can't do the thing I love, which is why I'm doing other things like YouTube videos and talking to people and doing all of that, and reading to people, and doing lots of research and reading. What is the wine tonight? It's red. Dad would be able to tell you more. He's a bit of a wine collector. So I've heard people have been trying to stockpile wine. We didn't have that as a problem. We already had stockpiled wine. So that's good. Oh, the name of the costume movie that Jenny and I were talking about was Aeronauts. Really very, very lovely. You are benefiting from my isolation. Thank you. I'm glad I could be of some help. Oh, how much did you freak out when Stephen Fry commented on you reading Mythos? I literally died. Literally died. I called up the funeral director and was like, I'm dead. I died. Dead. It was definitely a mood. I was so excited. I was like skipping around the kitchen and hugely excited. Told my brother and he went, what? Yeah, very exciting. An amazing man that I have always looked up to. So to have him take notice and be so kind was really very, very kind. It was a privilege. Yeah. Let's see. What is my favourite Harry Potter spell and why? My favourite one to say is probably Alohomora, because it's just really fun to say. Alohomora. However, there is the one that McGonagall says, which is Immobilis locomotum. Can't remember it fully, but when the statues move, which is always fun. Who is Stephen Fry? Stephen Fry is a god, so Google Stephen Fry. Oh, it's tricky. I'm struggling being away from my boyfriend. Any tips for distractions? I suggest you have a very illicit affair. Yeah. Have an illicit affair, have a string of lovers, and write him a letter in a few months saying how you're marrying some rich aristocrat or something. I think that's the only way to go ahead. And if he truly loves you, he will understand. Let's see. Gosh, you guys have been really busy asking questions. I just wish there was like a easy way for What are my favourite quarantine snacks? What I've been hot cross buns. I've been eating a lot of hot cross buns. Oh, that might be interesting. I could try and get the recipe for some hot cross buns and make those for YouTube, and you could see me fail over that. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun thing people could watch. Yeah, I like that. I'll do that. Yeah, making hot cross buns. Do I still have my trumpet? I do indeed. I will not be practicing it for the neighbours. Do not worry. Now I'm going to leave it there because it's getting late here and I'm probably running up to the end of my time. But I will be doing another live thing probably tomorrow at some point. But also I was thinking of doing a YouTube live. So I'll do that. I'll do a YouTube live reading out Mythos or something. But yeah, I'll see you all soon. Everyone have a very pleasant evening. Everyone stay safe. And everyone please wash your hands and do the best that you can to self-isolate as much as possible, because after all, we are self-isolating and quarantining, not for ourselves, but for other people. So everyone have a very pleasant evening. Bonne nuit.